Checked out of our hotel, and here we are at Amsterdam Central, waiting to get our train into Warsaw, Poland. And this is Eindhoven, Germany. We just crossed over the border into Germany. I like to know where I am at any given time, so I follow our progress on a map. Welcome to Warsaw. This is Warsaw, Poland's Złote Tarcze shopping mall, probably the largest in the country. And it's located right next door to Warsaw Central. You can get most anything you need to continue your journeys here. And being that we're in another country, we need to exchange money, so there's a lot of currency exchange organizations here. The entire building is completely encased with this glass overhead.
Jak wymalowana, przy studzience stała, wodę nabierała, o swoim kochanku Jasieńku myślała.
Well, now that we've exchanged our euros for the Polish zloty and done a little shopping, we're going to hop on a cab here, and it's going to take us to the Hotel Gromada. It's a moderate price 3-star hotel with basic amenities, but centrally located well within the Warsaw City District and the Old City, with an elevator.
Naprzód bym wrzuciła ten biały wianeczek, com sobie uwiła ze samych różeczek, ale ja nie wskoczę, bo jest za głęboka, daleko jest do dna i zimna jest woda.
Now that we are in Warsaw, Warsaw, we have to get rid of the euro and pick up the zloty. This is Saxon Garden. It's the oldest public park in the city, and it was founded in late 17th century and opened to the public in 1727 as one of the first publicly accessible parks in the world. Saxon fountains, often used by dating couples as their meeting place. It was established in 1855. The fountain is the centerpiece of the gardens, designed by the 19th century designer Henry Marconi, and also one of the most precious urban symbols of Warsaw. There are 20 beautifully sculptured sandstone Rococo sculptures that lined the garden. In 1775, there were 70 postulates in the garden. By 1797, there were only 37. 4 were destroyed during the destruction of the Saxon Palace in 1944.
Bardzo mocno tą imprezę i to nie jest, że tak powiem, początek wspierania kolan.
We are now located in downtown Warsaw and making our way to the Old Town Marketplace and the Royal Castle, which is just a few blocks away.
I mam nadzieję, że razem z Memoriałem Królaka wpisze się w kalendarz imprezy warszawskich sportowych i że mam nadzieję, że razem z Memoriałem Królaka wpisze się w kalendarz imprezy warszawskich sportowych i że zarządnik dróg miejskich nie będzie.
We are now located in the Old Town Marketplace, Warsaw, Poland. This is the Royal Castle in Warsaw. It is located in the Castle Square at the entrance to Warsaw Old Town. The personal offices of the king and administrative offices of the Royal Court of Poland were located there from the 16th century. The narrow cobblestone streets offer shops, restaurants for anyone's taste. Warsaw was a little bigger than we thought, so we decided to hire a horse and carriage and guide to finish our tour of Warsaw. So come with us as we take a tour around Warsaw with horse and carriage.
Głęboka studzienka, głęboko kopana, a przy niej
He was happy to drive us to all the locations that I requested to go. At the center of Castle Square stands a monument erected to celebrate the end of the plague after 1713 and 1714. It's called Mary Column. They have remarkable reconstruction of these buildings from after the war.
Let's go.
Say hi.
zobaczyła.
Znaczami Zodiak, Zodiak.
That's right.
The Zodiac. Ah, nice.
This is the Little Insurgent Monument. It is dedicated to the children during Nazi occupation of Poland. The children shared the hardships and horrors of everyday life during the war.
What is it? What is that? What is it? What is that?
This is the Warsaw Barbican. The Barbican was erected in 1540. It is one of the few remaining relics of the complex network of historic fortifications that once encircled Warsaw. It's a major tourist attraction. The city of Warsaw was completely demolished during World War II, but after the war it was rebuilt to the original specifications. Restaurant alley. It's late afternoon and people are beginning to gather for the alfresco dining and the sidewalk cafes which line the streets. Our driver would occasionally stop to point out interesting spots along the way. He didn't speak English, but after he pointed them out, we recognized the historical interest. Madame Curie was born November 7, 1867, and died July 4, 1934. She was a Polish and naturalized French physicist and chemist who conducted pioneering research on radioactivity. She was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize, the only woman to win in 2 fields, and the only person to win in multiple sciences. She was also the first woman to become professor at the University of Paris, and in 1995 became the first woman to be entombed on her own merits in the Pantheon in Paris. He took us to a lot of locations, and I'm sure they had a lot of political and historical implications, but this is what happens when you're out on your own. After a while, I decided to join the driver up front. He was a really interesting character. At this point, he's telling me where to get the best cold beer in Warsaw and a good dinner. I had no idea he was going to take us through the gates of the Barbican. The Barbican was erected in 1540. Almost immediately after its inception, the four-tower Barbican became an acronym serving virtually no practical purpose. In the 18th century, the Barbican was partially dismantled as its defensive value was negligible. During World War II, particularly the Siege of Warsaw in 1939 and the Warsaw Uprising in 1944, the Barbican was largely destroyed, as were most of the old town's buildings. Most of the Barbican was rebuilt and basically for a tourist attraction. We are now entering Warsaw Square, which I thought was the most beautiful part of Warsaw and also dominated by restaurants. Cobblestone. Now this was another location of some political and historical significance, but we never knew what it was. Well, it looks like we're coming back into the square where we first took off to begin with, so our trip is over, but this is only the first day. We still have a few more days here, so join us in part 3 on Warsaw.